Actually, they're a great little snack. I have some in my pocket. You're parking. Yeah, I just put them in whenever I need a little extra protein. Hey, beautiful people from Dr. Health Plus, and I teach you how to easily transition to a whole food, plant-based lifestyle and thrive today. I'm sharing my 11 best plant-based high protein foods and how to easily get them into your diet. This is especially good if you're trying to gain muscle or want to make sure you do not become protein deficient as you transition to a plant-based diet. And at the end, I'm going to throw in a bonus item you may not be aware of, so stick around for that. Let's go, okay, for starters, what is protein? Because you know you need it, but like, what is it and why do you even need it? So protein is an essential macronutrient. What's the macronutrient? Macronutrients are nutrients we need in large quantities for energy, y'all. So that's fat, protein, and carbohydrates, all the good stuff your body needs to make sure you're thriving, you're kicking, so you're doing your thing. Okay, now protein specifically helps our bodies build and repair tissues. I'll create enzymes and hormones and transport nutrients throughout the body. So consider it the building block for your muscles, your bones, your skin, and your blood. The body needs 20 different amino acids to make proteins, and 9 of these are called essential amino acids. You know why they're called essential? Because they must be obtained from our diet. Since they can't be synthesized by the body, this means that it's important for you, regardless of whether you're plant-based or not, to eat a variety of protein-rich foods in order to get all the amino acids your body needs. So what happens if I don't eat enough protein? Well, if you don't eat enough protein, you're likely to feel tired and weak. You may also have trouble concentrating and could struggle to build muscle mass. So protein is critical. Okay, so how much protein do I need? The amount of protein you need depends on several factors, including your activity level, your age, your muscle mass, and your physique goals. But on average, women need about 446 grams and men about 56 grams to prevent protein deficiency. Now, can you get this on a vegan or a plant-based diet? Yes, why? Because all plants have protein. Research shows that at least 14% of total calories of every plant are protein. So you can get all the protein you need on a vegan or plant-based diet. I'll take it from here, honey. Okay, in fact, one study shows that vegans actually get 70 more protein than they need every day. That's because if you meet your caloric needs group plant-based nutrition, you'll meet your body's protein requirements too. Now, thank you, Professor. Oh, no need to thank me, honey. I'll just be here waiting to interrupt. I mean, add to the conversation. Just say woohoo like you did just now, and I'll just pop right back in. I'll say, here I am, baby. I didn't call you the last time or the time before or the time before that. Minor details, minor ones. Now, while all plants may have protein, some plant foods are more protein dense than others. Okay, so you want to increase these if you're building muscle mass or protein deficient, or you want to make sure you're eating a spectrum of high protein plant foods. Now, the following are some of the best protein sources you can get on a plant-based diet based on two things: general availability, so you can get it at the store, and number 2, high protein content. They are also foods that I personally incorporate into my family's meal. A rotation to ensure we get a spectrum of protein-packed food sources. I'll share these in ascending order, ending with the most protein-rich choice courses. And in case you're interested, protein averages from this list are taken from the US Department of Agriculture. So the USDA, first on the list is oatmeal. Yes, oats contain protein and a healthy amount of it. 1 cup of cooked oats contains 6 grams of protein. Your bowl of oats never looks so good, huh? And because they're so filling, they can help you stay satisfied longer. Now, when it comes to grains, the grain that contains the highest amount of total protein per cooked cup is kamut, also known as Corazon wheat, coming in at about 10 grams per cup. So significantly more protein than most others. However, it didn't rank as best on my list since it can be pricey and not as accessible in your local store. So I chose oats because it's something you can readily get. However, by all means, if you're able to get kamut, please do, as it's an excellent protein choice. Now let's look at some easy ways to incorporate oats. In addition to making a scrumptious breakfast bowl of oatmeal, you can incorporate more oats into your diet by making yummy granola. Some oatmeal cookies. You can even make this easy berry opaque that only takes 15 minutes to prep. I'll link the recipe below. Who would have thought that such a tiny seed could pack such a powerful punch? Chia seeds are one of nature's true superstars, and for a good reason. These tiny seeds are an excellent source of plant-based protein because just 2 tablespoons provides over 4 grams of protein. Now, let's say you double this amount to 4 tablespoons to make a chia seed pudding. You then got 8 grams of protein just like that, and that's one of the easiest ways I include chia seed into my diet, by making a delicious chia seed pudding. The kids love it, by the way. And you can also add chia to your smoothies, your pancakes, your muffins. It all adds up when comparing protein per gram. Pumpkin seeds rank as one of the highest vegan protein sources. A quarter cup of raw pumpkin seeds contains 8 grams of protein. You can literally add them to any meal because they complement both. Savory and sweet foods, you can easily incorporate pumpkin seeds by adding them to your cooked cookies, your salads. You can sprinkle them on your veggies, anything. And when you buy them, check the label for raw, cold/shelled and unsalted quinoa. Is sometimes underestimated because it's not as popular as rice, but it's super high in protein. Did you know that quinoa is considered both a grain and a seed? Yes, I did. And 1 cup of quinoa contains 8 grams of protein. It also contains all 9 essential amino acids and is relatively high in lysine and amino acid that's sometimes lacking in some plant-based proteins. It's also gluten-free, which is perfect for people with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity because quinoa is incredibly versatile. You can add it to just about any dish. I like to use it as a rice replacement in a veggie bowl or with a side of curry or some beans. I especially love making this high-protein quinoa salad with a chock full of veggies. I'll link the recipe below. Please, there's a reason why Nanny Body filters in. Athletes use pea protein as a dietary supplement because peas are about 25 protein, much of which is in the form of essential amino acids. 1 cup is about 8 grams of protein. So let's say you use 2 cups to make some green pea hummus. You got like 16 grams of protein just like that. Actually, they're a great little snack. I have some in my pocket, your pocket. Yeah, I just put them in whenever I need a little extra protein. Applause. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Are my pockets getting wet? Not at all. I just put them under a little while Ziploc bag. Applause. Okay. And you can add them to your stir fries, your sauces, and your soups, and the rest of your plant-based dishes without much effort. They're also cheap and accessible. You can always get them in the frozen food aisle. Okay, let's talk about these hemp seeds. Yes, they're an amazing source of healthy fat, which is super important for the body, by the way. But they're also a great plant-based source of protein. Just 3 tablespoons contains 9.5 grams of protein. So you can pack in a whole lot of protein in a small serving. And you can easily get this in by using them to make a homemade creamy dressing. You can sprinkle them on your smoothie bowls on some sweet potato wedges. Sky's the limit. We also use hemp powder at home in our smoothies. So nuts and seeds are known to be one of your highest sources of plant protein. Peanuts have the highest protein content out of all nuts. A half a cup of dry roasted peanuts is about 17 grams of protein. That's a whole lot more common, though, than eating a half a cup of peanuts is eating maybe 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, which is about 8 grams of protein to that. And you could easily get this in by making a peanut butter and banana sandwich for breakfast, adding it to your smoothies, your sauces, or in these scrumptious 5-minute maple peanut roasted green beans recipe link below. Now, a lot of us know that beans in general are a protein powerhouse. Most beans have between 14 and 16 grams of protein per cooked cup. Black beans ring as one of the highest plant proteins, providing 16 grams of protein per cooked cup. That's more than the amount you would get in a 2-ounce serving of steak. Now, you're going to find black beans at pretty much every grocery store. But what's really special about these is their versatility. You can make them savory, like I make them in these easy chipotle black beans, or sweet in these banging black bean brownies. I'll link the recipe below talking about beans. It's not a secret that lentils are a protein superstar. Lentils are part of the legume family, so legumes include beans, peas, and lentils, and they're part of my family because we love us some lentil soup. Just 1 cup of cooked lentils provides 16.2 grams of protein. They're cheap and they can feed a whole lot of people. They're also quick to make. I love that there are so many colors to choose from, and each color slightly varies in taste, by the way, and you can easily incorporate them into your diet by making lentil soup, lentil patties, Indian dal, which is another name for lentils. There are so many things you can do with lentils. No. High protein vegan food list is complete without tofu. Just 1 cup contains 20 grams of protein. That's a whole lot. Now those soybeans are very high in protein, 28 grams in 1 cup. Dried soybeans are not as popular at the grocery store, but tofu is now no tofu gets a bad rep because it can be a bit bland if you don't know how to cook it. But honey, when you season that thing real good, you could fool some people. You hear it could be grilled, it could be stir-fried. Some people even add it to their smoothies for an extra boost of protein, some transparency here. Now, the first time I made this, hubby almost revolted because we pretty much ate it straight from the package. Don't do this. This one needs some extra love, but if you do, it'll bless you because 1 cup of tempeh gives you 33.7 grams of protein, making it one of the highest plant-based protein sources available. Now, tempeh is like tofu's cousin, except unlike tofu, which is also made from soybeans, tempeh retains the soybean's hull, which gives it a higher fiber content. It's also fermented soybean product, which increases its protein content. By the way, if you have soy allergies, soy-free tempeh made from whole grains is also available on the market. And if you need a banging recipe for tempeh, I got you. This is what redeemed tempeh in my house. Okay, you ready for your bonus? I'm giving you a bonus one because it's not something people readily think about, but it has one of the highest amount of protein per 100 grams, coming in at about 60 grams of plant-based protein. I'm talking about spirulina now. While it's highly unlikely you'll eat 100 grams, which is about a cup of spirulina. At one time, you can realistically add a tablespoon to your morning smoothie, so that's about 4 grams of high-quality protein to boost your intake for the day. Now that you understand just how easy it is to incorporate all these varied protein-packed foods into your vegan or plant-based menu rotation, you can finally put your fear of not getting enough protein to rest, all right? And should you want to transition to a whole food plant-based diet, check out What I Wish I Knew Before Going Plant-Based, and please subscribe if you want encouragement recipes and plant-based education. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Music, thank you.